back. Hello again.
Hello.
I'm Kay.
And I'm Kenya. Welcome back to Pandora's Box with Kenya and Kay, episode 2. Today we have been discussing the delicate subject of self-esteem.
Right.
And what it means to us. One of the things that I did want to talk about is what I went through as a child, which falls under self-esteem. I dealt with a lot of bullying issues, and that affected my self-esteem greatly. With all this unfortunate incidents of kids killing themselves, and the young lady that just did it, I guess sometime last week,
right,
a few days ago.
I heard about that. They continue to talk about that.
The girl that bullied her said she didn't care. I went to go see Carrie yesterday, and I'm trying to make a point, but while I was watching that movie, and I got so sad because it made me, even though it's a horror movie, in the original Carrie, she dealt with bullying, and in the present day Carrie, she dealt with bullying, and of course, everything cataclysmic happened after, the whole prom incident, but it's just a really unfortunate and sad thing that kids can't be themselves, that if you come from a particular neighborhood, of your particular race, or if you're homosexual or anything like that, then you have to go through so much stuff now, especially with the cyberbullying and us having Twitter now and Facebook and internet. When I was young, I didn't have to deal, we didn't have to deal with anything. The most you had to deal with was somebody calling you out in class, or, somebody maybe pushing you when you walk down the hall, or picking on your clothes and your shoes, which is what happened to me a lot. It was heartbreaking. I talk about that a lot in my book as well.
Heartbreaking as well, Mom, too.
Heartbreaking. And I just, the thing that got me through it was I always told myself, one day I'm going to show him. 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 I just kept repeating that to myself over and over and over again, to the point where I believed it. So that for me made it more easier to deal with the whole bullying aspect, because I just kept telling myself, one day I'm going to make something out of myself and make them eat their words. And slowly but surely that is happening. And I've realized, having graduated 20 years ago, this past June 5th,
for you,
1993.
My God, go ahead.
Ooh-wee! But those people are so insignificant to me now. I don't even remember any of those people. I don't remember what they look like. I remember the stuff that was said. I don't remember the exact days, the dates. I remember how I felt. But it's like they so insignificant. And you don't even realize while you're in school, you're not going to know these people when you graduate. 9 times out of 10, they're not even going to be in your life. So why do you put so much stock in what they say about you and how they feel about you? They don't matter. They're a non-factor, period.
Exactly.
And that was me swearing in between me going, because I'm trying to keep it clean on here. But they're so irrelevant. And the mean girls, I dealt with that too. Irrelevant. A lot of those same mean girls that thought I wasn't too good, wasn't good enough to hang out with them. I'm not going to say what they look like now, but you can only imagine. And when I saw them at the 10-year class reunion, I was like,
And even if they do look good, you're happy for them. I think nothing about seeing a beautiful woman saying, girl, you look good.
Me too.
Because it takes nothing away from me. It takes a woman to be able to say that.
And a lot of us don't want to tell each other,
girl,
that
you look good. You don't get it back. But like I say, you got to know you look good. Even if nobody gives it back.
Even if your husband don't
you don't give it back, and you may not get it back. But don't think it's beneath you to tell somebody else when they look good. Then that helps you feel good about yourself. It takes nothing away from you. But on that bullying subject, I was just sitting here quiet, which I'm sure I've been a little more quiet today than some of the next
I'm sorry. I feel like I keep
one of those lazy days.
Sorry.
And but I'm back a little bit now. I was thinking about one of my great nephews, and I love him, and he's going through a serious change in his life, and I think, even though he won't admit it, it has to do with his self-esteem, because you can have low self-esteem and not admit it, and be a bully, and cut other people down because it takes the attention away from you. And I love him, and I hope that he soon realizes that he does not have to do that and he can just be himself. Because this bullying is real, people. I watched my daughter, me and her dad. I watched her, probably as a mom, more in depth, more deeper than her dad did. Watched her go through every aspect, from a kid up to senior high. Watched her have panic attacks, which I'm sure was the ending. What came about because of this bullying. So if you're bullying people, stop bullying them. Just be yourself. It's enough things going on in this world where you can have your own personal life, your own thing going on, where you don't have to take anything away from anybody else. Mm-hmm. There's enough going on in this world. If you're being bullied, stand up for yourself. Mm-hmm. Get some kind of interest in something, and like Kenya did, show them what you can be about. And really, it's not even about showing them, a damn thing. It's just about knowing what you are inside, mm-hmm. and that's important for us too, mm-hmm. as parents, as much as we can every day. Loving on our kids, letting them know how important they are, taking them away. Like I say, I'm not computer literate, don't own one, but I watch people go down the street every day with their heads out. Nobody's talking anymore. Mm-mm. Everybody has their heads down on the computer, on those iPhones, or you whatever. Oh, you had it. Let's talk. Let's just sit down and get together and talk and give each other compliments, mm-hmm. and advice and ideas. Advice if it's asked, because some people don't like you telling them anything.
That's right.
But as far as our kids are concerned, start when they're kids. And tell them you love them and how important they are and how beautiful they are and how they're going to make something of themselves and keep trying and keep struggling.
And I wasn't always just to talk about, it's a lot of girls out there with daddy issues. So as a result of not being close to daddies or having daddies, what's the first thing they do when they can smell and sense of, get a sense of a man or a boyfriend, and that's all you want is a boyfriend? I'll do whatever it takes to make this man love me. And like I said before, weak-minded men will play on that, especially if they know you got daddy issues. Your daddy is your daddy and your man is your man, and they are not one and the same. No. Even if you date somebody who reminds you of your father. Let your dad's issues are his issues, and your boyfriend or husband or boo or side piece, whatever he is, that's what they are. And those are two different people. And you cannot replace your father with a man. Tried to do it for years. Didn't even know I was doing it. Very close to my dad now. We weren't very expressive towards one another when I was growing up, because my dad was very shy. And like we talked about in the last episode, my mom and my dad went through a lot of stuff. And I resented my dad for years and was not close to him. You can't pull me away from that man now. Love him to pieces. And very excited about him becoming a grandfather, and he is a different man now than he was then. But me not being close to my dad made me make a lot of bad decisions and choices when it came to relationships, and even as far as how I view myself. It's thinking that I was attractive, thinking that I was beautiful. And I can't sit here and tell a young lady that doesn't have a father, that don't matter, because it does. I can't tell them it's not, you don't need a man to love you, because of course you do. But if you're lucky and fortunate enough to have a grandfather or a brother or a cousin or even a guy friend that makes you feel good about yourself and tells you you're beautiful and you're smart, you have men in your family that you can go to and talk about things, let that be enough. Because as long as it's somebody telling you something, it's better than nothing, in my opinion, mm-hmm. in hindsight. And
if it's not, look in the mirror and tell yourself, mm-hmm. Enough times that you believe it. Mm-hmm. It's going to be a hard thing for some people, but tell yourself enough times that you believe it, and be around positive people.
Positive-minded people.
Oh my
Don't
God,
be around weak-minded people.
Oh my God,
don't do it.
That's very important.
Surround yourself.
That's very important.
Even if it's mentors.
Even as an adult, that's very important.
Even if it's your ministers.
Yes.
Get away from people that's abusive towards you. If you're going through any type of abusive or molesting situation, get away from those people. Find somebody that you can trust. Somebody that you can talk to, somebody that you know has your back and will help you get through the difficult stage in your life. Stop opening your legs thinking that's going to solve a problem, because it's not.
No.
It's only going to make it worse.
And put you deeper into a depression and take bit by bit a piece from your self-esteem.
Take it from somebody
Love
that
yourself
knows.
first.
Using your body to get love, as I did when I lost my virginity before I was ready and realized there was a person who could care less about me giving him that when nobody else had it. I can't tell you how awful that makes you feel when you know you've given yourself to somebody and they could care less. And again, that brings your self-esteem down. But then hopefully, like I did, you get to a stage where you meet a man like I have that shows you what true love is and what a real man is, and knows that he has faults and works hard to overcome them. You know, you realize you deserve better, and you realize that who you are is enough for somebody who is smart enough and brilliant enough and confident enough to accept that about you. It won't make you feel small. It won't make you feel used. It won't make you feel like you're not good enough. But aside from all that, save all that for later if you are young. If you are trying to make something of yourself. Don't rush to try to get married. Don't rush to try to get no ring. Everything is not about how a man makes you feel. I was just making a point that, you know, when you go from slop to a full course, delectable meal, you realize the difference between this person really cares about me and this person. Mom, I got pregnant brain. I know I ain't making a whole bunch of sense, but hopefully y'all know what I'm saying. My point is,
we're making points today, just a day for both of us.
So, I do it all the time.
Don't hold it against us.
Yes, please don't. My point is, don't depend on a man to make you feel good about yourself. I am very happy in my marriage. I love my husband very much. I'm very excited that we're having this baby together. But I also know that if I, heaven forbid, if anything happened between us tomorrow, I could take care of myself. I could take care of my child, and I'm going to be all right. And it's not going to make me feel like it used to make me feel like I'm not good enough, or like, I'm not pretty enough, or I wasn't this enough. I do everything I can do, and I do everything I know how to do, and I do my job as a wife, and I do my job as a woman. And whoever you're with, if that's not good enough for them, screw them. They don't deserve you anyway. So,
and men, I hope you're looking at this too, because I don't discriminate. Because I know it's two sides to every story. Mm-hmm. So if you're feeling bad about yourself, pick yourself up and brush yourself off and be around somebody that makes you feel good about you. Mm-hmm. And having said that, we won't hold you long, because holding you long may make you bored. And we don't want to do that, because we want you to come back.
But anyway.
So having said that, we'll say goodbye.
Yes.
On the self-esteem. If you want to hear more about self-esteem, please, or if you have any subject that you want us to write in to talk about and put into the Pandora's box, and if you like or dislike the show, I have some suggestions as to how I may sit, stand, squat, write us it.
Pandora's box, no calling, Mom.
Okay, well, whatever.
Pandora's box KK@outlook.com. Now, I know in the first episode, I just lost another earring.
Okay, whatever the other one.
Anyway, I threw the other one on the floor. In the first episode, my mom and I asked each other 3 random questions. She decided there was too many questions. So, against my will, we are going to cut them down, at least for now, to 1. So, you want to go first, Ma? You want me to go?
I do. I really want to go first. I want to know, Kenya, my daughter, my darling daughter. Mm-hmm. How could I? It's my grandbaby right there, y'all.
Yes.
Anyway, I'd like to know from you. It's 2 parts. What's your fondest and your worst memory from school?
Now, didn't you ask me this question last time?
I don't think I saw.
You don't think I saw?
No, I don't think so.
I saw. Okay.
What question did I ask you last time? Seriously.
What was my fondest childhood memory?
Yeah, this has to do with school.
School. My fondest childhood memory, school
and
memory.
I just thought of it because of this self-esteem subject. So.
When I finally got cast in a play during a time in, I think it was 7th grade, where we had to interview each other as students, and I didn't have no idea what I did, and I stood up and I did a parody on Coming to America, and everybody applauded. And I was funny, and they laughed, and I felt like, yeah, I'm doing this, Ish, I'm doing it.
What grade were you in?
I think I was in the 7th or the 8th.
I don't think you told me anything about that.
I probably did, Mom. You probably don't remember. I don't know. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. But yeah, and being a cheerleader. I was a cheerleader and whoops.
Excuse us, y'all. We're just still learning, so come on back.
My bad. Okay.
That's her other play. For real, she's good, y'all.
Thank
But I'll
you.
speak on that in a minute.
Thank you. Being a cheerleader at McClintock Junior High. Go Scotsman. 8th and 9th grade. Those are my fondest. Yeah, Scotsman. McClintock Scots. Those are my fondest childhood memories. And being a New Kids on the Block fan, I'm gonna go on and say it. I love New Kids on the Block. My husband is somewhere barfing as I say this.
Issue, Lord have mercy.
Love me some New Kids on the Block. And yeah, you know what? We're not gonna talk about it, but I went through some issues because I was an African American girl that liked the all-white group, and they thought I was the corniest chick in school, and maybe I was. I did not care because I like New Kids on the Block, and still do. Just met them this year. Sure did. And Charlotte. I'm sorry.
We're long-winded now. We're both awake, more awake than we were when we first started, but we got to cut this short.
Anywho, I love the Jacksons too. Jackson 5.
What's your worst?
Oh, my worst childhood. And New
School.
Edition. I love New Edition. So, see, I don't discriminate. So, my worst memory of school, of course, is being bullied and being picked on. I remember one time I wore some off-brand shoes, and every time I went to my, I think it was
What they thought
class,
were off-brand shoes.
They were
Kenya always looked pretty.
I did look pretty, but they were out. They were.
What kind of shoes were they?
I forgot what they was called. Cougars or something. I don't know.
Well,
No
they weren't
disrespect
off-brand
to the
people.
that made
Don't
shoes.
believe Kenya.
What? They were not name brand.
Well,
I didn't care.
I don't think
my
there's
mama
such
took
thing.
care of her daughter and she made sure I
Yes,
looked
she
nice.
did. Best
So if
I
anybody
could.
out there not wearing name brand shoes, don't have no iPad,
Don't do it.
iPhone,
Don't worry about
who gives
that
a
stuff.
damn?
No.
Who cares?
No.
Who cares?
Don't try to keep up with
Who
the
cares?
Joneses. Go ahead, baby.
I'm a Jones. I can't even keep up with the Joneses. But they would chant the name of the shoe every time I came to the class. That was very traumatic. And then the girls on the...
Really? You didn't tell me about
I did
that.
so.
Did they
And
chanted
then
the
my
name
mom,
of
I'm
the
gonna
shoes?
try to make this quick. You tell me to make it quick. My mom I used to have to catch the bus from my grandmother's house, so we had to go to. We stayed on one side of town. My grandma stayed on the
You might not
other.
be able
So
to
we'd
say
have
that
to get up in the morning.
Don't do that. They won't let you do that now. Or put another school down if you.
I didn't say nothing about the school. I said when I had to catch the bus, my mom would sometimes have to chase after the bus. And I remember
I'd be
one
late
time,
waking up.
yes,
I'm
and
only
they used
here
to
now.
always call my mom a policewoman,
Oh
and the
my
kids
God.
would pick on me every time I got on the bus, and I hated it. I talked
Even
about,
the teacher.
I talked no,
even the
not
bus
teacher,
driver,
bus
y'all.
driver.
The bus
I talk
driver.
about that at length in the book too. So, but she, one time we stopped. I remember specifically it was on 7th Street. Remember it like it was yesterday, and we was following the bus, Mama.
I don't think it was on 7th
It was
Street. We
7th
were still on
Street.
that side of town.
McClintock was on that side of town.
Go ahead.
Jesus Christ! You had to take
Excuse us.
Monroe Road to get to Raymond Road, which is
I
where
don't
the
know if
school
we
was.
went that way or not. Go ahead with the
Anyway.
story.
Anyway, I put my foot, she opened the door, the bus driver opened the door for me to get on the bus, and as soon as I was stepping on the bus, she pulled off, and everybody laughed. So, at the end of the day, my mama was waiting for her when I got off the bus and gave her her number and told her to call her. You think the bus driver called her?
Of
Mama?
course she didn't.
But she never did that ish again, tell you that.
Of course she didn't.
So
Don't let anybody bully you, and don't let anybody bully your child. Look at that other another news thing came on, and I'll be right back with you about the bus driver wasn't doing anything, and they were hitting
that was awful.
the guy in the head
That
and
was
breaking
terrible.
his teeth and stuff like that.
That pissed me off something awful.
Don't do it.
Lord
don't bully
knows.
and
Don't
be
stand by
bullied.
and watch. I'm not telling you to jump in something and get your head cracked open. But don't be afraid to go tell somebody. Don't be afraid to go get a cop. They say snitches get stitches, whatever. Snitches, whatever. That's to me. That's not even snitching when somebody's life is in stake.
Yeah.
Is at stake. Because if it was your mama or your child or your sister or your brother, you would want to intervene, wouldn't you? So what's the difference? Okay.
All right.
In that instance, that's yeah.
And if you want to hear more of these same subjects that we've delved on, in our own opinion, remember, just write us and let us know. What's my question?
Your question is, if Dad gave you a free pass with any celebrity in the world, not that you would do it, any celebrity in the world for one night, even if you did absolutely nothing but sit and talk or eat ice cream or something, who would it be?
How long would I have? You mean for the whole
24
night?
hours.
Like that movie?
No, not like what's that movie with
The $1 million.
$1 million.
What was the name of it?
This is no ordinary. I just remember that was the song in the movie.
That
With Demi Moore and Robert Redford. I don't remember.
Oh, I can't.
Pregnant brain. Real
Question.
bad.
I got pregnant brain. I'm not even pregnant. But anyway, let's see. I've always had crush. I don't have crushes on too many actors. Not even today. But I think I'd have to go find Sidney Poitier.
Oh, well, that man's like 80 years old.
It does not matter, so am I.
You're not 80?
Well, anyway, that was a man, people.
Sidney Poitier.
You remember
Yes,
the Serve with Love? Those schoolgirl days.
Okay, you keep doing that, Mama.
Of Talent
Mama,
Carol.
Tell her she can't be singing other people's
And
songs.
biting nails are gone.
Okay.
Anyway, To Serve with Love, beautiful movie.
Mm-hmm.
To Serve with Love. I think it would be Sidney Poitier. Because I think he would be somebody with wisdom. Wisdom. And since I'd only have permission to sit down and talk, I'd probably learn some things from him.
I didn't say that's all you had to do. I'm saying it didn't have to include.
Well, we just sit down and talk. Sidney Poitier, I'm not changing my
that's
mind.
probably about the only thing y'all
Yeah, that's
can
what
do.
you think. Whatever. Anyway,
Gag
we gotta go, people. We gotta go. Get out the rain. I wanna go outside.
Mama, you gotta stop singing songs.
Okay.
The copyright.
In the rain.
Oh, for Father's
Anyway, don't forget, if you want to learn more about Kenya and her experiences in life, delving deep into the self-esteem issue, please, people, please, you won't be sorry. $15 won't make or break you. By the buck. To Bria with love. Hi, Bree. We love you. And coming up November 9th, Kenya.
At the Mint Museum, if you are in Charlotte, the Mint Museum of Charlotte, and sorry, I keep pulling my dress down.
Please come,
My stomach
people.
is bunching up my clothes.
Patronize us. It's $10.
November 9th. $10.
At the Mint
Mint
Museum.
Museum of Charlotte, the Legacy Showcase, the short films, which were all written, directed, and produced and edited by yours truly.
Kenya.
In a very short period of time. But I think for me having done this for the first time, like I was talking about self-esteem, don't depend on anybody else for anything. If you can do it yourself. And I've been amazed this year about what things I can accomplish.
And so have I. I promise you, if you're not impressed, come see Kay Pfeiffer. She'll give you your $10 back.
Somebody might say they're not impressed just to get their $10.
Well, I'll have it for you. Word. Please come.
My word went out in the 80s.
Well, it's a word I still use. November 9th, Mint Museum, 6 p.m. Smiling Faces is what it's
Short
called.
films.
You will not.
They tell lies. They don't always tell the truth.
You will not. You will be impressed. You will not be bored.
Thank you, Mom.
Of course, I promise you.
Two of them, you don't even know what the others look like yet.
Well, I saw enough to know that this girl can write.
Thank
Come on.
you, Mom. I get
Anyway.
it from you.
Pandora's Box, and we're out.
Of Kenya and Kay.
See you later.
Deuces.
Bye-bye.
Wait a minute, what was that? Peace.
See, now that's old.
I'll holla.
Mm-hmm.
85,000 y'all.
That's old.
Very. I'm showing my age.
Okay.
See you next time.
Love you.
How you
Bye-bye.
mean it? Okay. Very good, Mom.